Converting probability to odds. So this one, this table, but obviously a lot smaller, you should have on your study sheet. This is going from probability to odds, but I would also at the same time ask you to go to page 16. I'm going to go to 16 real quick. This one is odds to probability, right? So very, very important to have them. Because if you know how to go from one to the other and vice versa, you're going to have an easier time navigating this unit. So I think you should just have that on your study sheet as soon as tomorrow, right? Okay, probability to odds. So probability of the event happening. So A is something happening. It's the event. Think of the event happening. Probability of that event happening would be outcomes in favor of A happening over total possible outcomes. And maybe I will use orange here. So in favor of A, that would be, right, that number, whatever this number is, would come here. And then you end up subtracting A on the other side. As well as, right, A is here on the right side if it's odds against, and A shows up again subtracting. So that's very important. But most importantly, maybe, do this for yourselves. And this is going to go outside the box, but we're supposed to think outside the box, right? When this is all done, you have A compared to not A. Okay? That's very important. When you're done doing this subtraction, that's what you're left with. And for the bottom one here, it's exactly the opposite because this is odds against. So you would have it like this. Okay, so it's the exact opposite. So odds against. So when it's against, you put A on the right side. When it's in favor, you put it on the left side. Okay? Whatever the event is, whatever we're talking about, that's what you focus on. Okay, so let's get started here. Examples right away. The probability of a plane crashing is estimated to be about 1 over 11 million. I just asked Google, okay? I don't know if this is accurate, but I looked it up. And so state the odds. So there's that word, right? So the odds, that's the first thing I want you to highlight, of the plane crashing. So odds tell us that it's going to be like this. Correct? Okay, narrowed it down. Of English, like here is very important to read it, right? In favor. It's you can reread this saying odds in favor of the plane crashing. It's the same thing. So you would say crashing, not crashing, right? This is the event. Write down event right next to this. So you would say crash, and on the other side, it's not crashing. Like that. So I would encourage you to first write down what is it that you're supposed to put down. Okay. So the chances that it crashes is 1. There's 1 chance. And on the other side, you'll put down 11 million. But remember, you promised me, Mr. Dirksen, I'll never put the total in the odds, right? Remember? I'll hold you to it. So you got to go minus the number you already wrote down, because this is not crashing. This is not crashing. So one time it crashes. So if you need your calculator for this, you do it, but it's 10,999,999. So those would be the odds of the plane crashing. So it crashes once and it doesn't crash 10,999,999, right? So there are basically three words. Odds told us, okay, you need to have the colon. Of is like, okay, this is in favor. And then the event. So those basically the three things you need to watch out for. Again, state the odds. Here it is again. Odds against what? Crashing. Odds against crashing. This is saying the exact opposite than this, guys. You're just gonna have to flip it. But I don't want you to do that right now. I want you to do this exercise with me. Odds, right? Against what? This is the event. If it says against the event, that means that crashing, right? That event that we're talking about is going to be on this side. And on the left side, we have not crashing. So we can repeat what we did without even looking here. Let's not look. Okay, let's just focus on this. We're going to put crashing here. And then on the other side, we're going to put 11 million minus 1, which is 10 million. That's my bank account, by the way. Just over 10 million. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be teaching, I don't think, if I had that much money. There you go. So it's the exact opposite. I wanted you to see it side by side, but kind of do it independently and come up with the fact that, oh, we just flipped it, right? When it's against versus of. Can I just say against? Let's go arrow out of it. Point an arrow to it. You can also think of it as not. Against is the same thing as not. Like what are the odds of the plane not crashing? Can we go up here as well and just say not? Right here where the box is, just say against is the same as not. And if you've watched my lessons and subscribed to the channel, all that, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I should have like extra content for you, right? For my subscribers. The probability of a student passing the probability unit test is 95%. Not bad, right? 95% of a student passing. State the odds of a student passing. There it is again. Odds. First thing I want you to highlight. Then it's of, and then it's the event. Passing. So odds, you're going to do this. Of, okay, continue, passing. This is the event. So if it's in favor of, right, that means we'll have pass here, and this will be not passing. Please don't just write numbers at first. Please tell yourself, what are you doing? Because when you look back, you're like, what did I do here, right? So passing, how would you do this? There's no fraction, right? You can do it in several ways. We can tell that 95% is 95 over 100. Now you have a fraction. That's why we did that chart earlier. So you have your fraction. Probability of passing. That means that the 95 represents passing, and therefore not passing would be 100, right, which is the denominator here, minus 95, which I wrote down. So that's 95 to 5. So look at this, like if you add this up, you know that it's 100. If we considered 100 people, 95 would pass, 5 would not pass. Right? That's another way of looking at it. Let's just do this one. The odds of a student not passing the unit test. And I agree with you. If you tell me right now it's worded in a very weird way, Mr. Dirksen, why did you do that? Let's just go through the motions. Odds of not passing. This is the event. Odds in favor of not passing. If you read it like this, and if you're careful, it is asking you to put the students not passing first, and then it's asking for pass second. Because the event is not passing, so in favor of that event should go first. So we know that not passing is 5 and passing is 95. So there you have it. Fun stuff, eh? Anyway. Next, state the probability against a student passing. What is this here? Probability. I'm going to use a different color. Okay. Probability against passing. How would you do that? Against is another word for not. Probability of not passing. Remember I said if you say the chances of something happening, you actually know the chances of it not happening, correct? So if there's a 95% chance of passing, we know it's 5% chance of not passing. So regardless of how you want to do this, I would say take the total and then take total minus 95, because these are the ones that are passing. So you end up with 5 over 100, or 5%. Regardless, you get the same answer. Okay, I want you to try. You go to page 22, okay? Go to page 22. Listen carefully. Don't do the top, don't do the TV question yet. You're going to do this one. You're going to attempt that one once you're done with the laser eye surgery question right here. The bottom of 22. I want you to fill in every single section. And we don't care if you get it wrong, okay? I don't care. I want you to try it though. I want you to have something down. So read that question and see if you can answer what it's asking you to do, okay? Let's see if you're ready. The probability of going blind after laser eye surgery is 1 in 5 million. State the odds of going blind after surgery. Odds, okay, of what? Going blind. So that would be blind, not blind, i.e. you would be seeing correctly. So you would go 1, and then you'd have 5 million minus 1. So that's 1 to 4,999,999. Okay, so that's what I'm after there. Odds against going blind after surgery, right? It's against, so that you would just flip that, right? And then state the, what is that? Probability, not the odds. Probability against going blind after surgery. So I would basically say probability of not blind. You would go 5 million, right? That's your total. And you would go 5 million minus 1. So it's 4,999,999 out of 5 million. So this would be your probability against going blind there. And let's do the TV question, and then that'll be it for today. Okay. But it's important because it's going to mix up prediction with some other skills here. So let's go up. Okay. Ready? The odds against a TV being defective. The odds against a TV being defective from factory is 20,000 to 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what's going on here? Odds against this event. This is the event. So if it says against, the event would be here, right? On this side, which means this is defective, sorry. And this is therefore not defective, but this is where defective goes because it says against the event, so the event itself goes here, it being defective, that is. So if the company produces 64,000 TVs per month, how many would be defective in a year? Show your work. Well, we're going to say prediction. We would say probability of defective times 64,000. Okay. If we knew the probability of a TV being defective, we just multiply it by 64,000. So let's go ahead and do that. What's the probability of a defective TV? 3 over. How do you go from odds to probability again? These two need to be added up. These two numbers need to be added up. That's going to be your total. I'm going to put that in brackets like this, times 64,000. If you don't believe me, I'm just going to quickly go 16. 16 right here. To go from odds to probability, we add the bottom two values together, right? So that's how I got that from. So we're going to go 3 over 20,003 times 64,000. And what do we get there? 3 divided by 20,003 times 64,000 TVs. That's 9.598 per month. Right? We just figured out how many defective TVs there would be in a month. So we're going to have to multiply that by 12 months. So I'm going to go times 12. I'm not rounding yet. This is where I'm going to round. 115.18 and so forth, which is approximately 115 defective TVs per year. Can I just add something to your notes here regarding this? See page 16 on converting odds to probs. Right? See page 16 on converting odds to probability. That way you know what in the world happened here, right? You will know now. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave it here. The only homework for you is on your study sheet, have the pages 16 and 21, have those tables nicely compact on your study sheets, right? That is your homework. Thank you.